Hey everyone, I want to share with you an interesting thought that I had while driving back on a 10-hour, glorious, quiet, amazing car ride with my lovely 5 children back from New York, where we went to attend my wife's niece's wedding in New Jersey. We were there for a week and now we're in quarantine for 2 weeks, so if anybody wants to come wave to us to save us from our sanity, feel free to do so. Please bring a Tim Hortons coffee when you stop by. That is the price of entry at my front porch. But I gotta tell you, and I was debating whether I should share this or not, but as I was driving back, I was hit by the very strong perspective and epiphany that I had when I was there. You see, I think that many of you may share the same, perhaps confusion, and I really don't want to make this a focus of this particular video, but I'm sure there's been a lot of confusion and thoughts regarding the mass gatherings of Jews that have been occurring in New York, New Jersey, and I'm sure that's very frustrating for everyone to see mass events and mass gatherings and not really understand why it's happening, especially when we're in the middle of such a terrible epidemic that has taken so many lives. The truth of the matter is, unless you actually live in someone else's shoes and actually bother to obtain their perspective, you will never get their perspective. And so being in New York, New Jersey, in the tri-state area for a full week and talking to my wife's relatives, to all sorts of different types of Jews over there, and even a number of non-Jews, I gained such valuable perspective and insight into what they had been going through the past year and why certain things happened the way it did. I can't say that I agree with it all, but it just helped give me perspective. And I think that when we're looking around the world today, and we're trying to understand world events and behaviors of fellow people or fellow Jews, it's always important to try to grasp and search for the perspective that they may have. You may not agree with it after you hear it, but before shutting them out and saying they're crazy, they're being dangerous, they're being reckless, or they're not being cautious enough, or they're being overly cautious, talk to them, get a sense of their perspective. Many people don't think very well. I'm sure we all know some of them, but many do. And they're very thought out, and they have certain viewpoints which can be very valid if you just take the time to think it through and actually approach them. You know, Purim is the day when we wear a mask. We dress up, costumes. It's hard to believe it's been a year since last Purim, which is really when the virus became a super spreader, at least in the Jewish community, certainly in New York, New Jersey, over Purim. And the holiday of the mask forced us to wear a real mask for so many months already. But the mask hides your face. You don't know what the other person is thinking. You can't just judge them by looking at them. You have to talk to them. You have to dialogue with them. And this trip, more than anything, taught me the perspective of try to judge favorably, at least by first initiating a dialogue. You may not agree with it, but if you initiate the dialogue and you hear their perspective, you may gain illumination and a very powerful perspective, which will give you sanity, serenity, and peace of mind. And most importantly, a sense of unity, which we badly need, and which is what truly happened in the story of Purim. Esther told Mordechai, gather all the Jews, Lech Knos Kol HaYehudim, all the Jews. And all the Jews indeed heard the call, and they all, as a unified body, sat and fasted and begged the Almighty to save them from the evil decree of Haman. May it be so this year. May the Almighty hear our prayers, see our unity. May we all gather together in person without masks for many beautiful, happy occasions. Shabbat Shalom, and have a wonderful, joyous, and safe Purim.